Welcome everybody. For all of you that I don't know, have never met, my name is Alice. For all of my students who I see in person, I miss you and I can't wait until we're together again. But in the meantime, I'm going to be making some 30-minute videos just to keep us going, just to keep us, practicing. The quality probably isn't that great. Hopefully it'll get better. This is the first time I've ever done this, so just bear with me. This class or practice will be centered around grounding, connected to the earth. I think that's something we need right now. So let's begin. So let's start by just finding a comfortable place. And if you feel like lying down, go right ahead. You don't even really need a yoga mat if you don't have one, don't worry about it. If you'd like to sit, you might benefit from some height underneath the buttocks, the sitting bones. You can even use a couch cushion or a folded up blanket. So as we begin, let's just take a few deep breaths, breathing in through the nostrils and out through the mouth. Breathing in, breathing out. Let's do just 2 or 3 more on your own, going at your own pace. Breathing in through the nostrils and out through the mouth. And just close your eyes for a moment, and if that's not comfortable, just stare at a single spot so that you have a gentle focus with eyes relaxed. And just start to focus on your exhalations. And as you exhale, just allow yourself to let go. Let go of your day, your week, your month up till now. Let go of any worries, distractions. And just give yourself the gift of being here in this moment for the next 30 minutes or so. And now let's begin to focus on both our inhales and our exhales. Breathing naturally, effortlessly. And if for any reason focusing on your breath today seems uncomfortable, it's just something you don't want to do, then just let it go and breathe naturally. Breathing in, breathing out. Maybe you're breathing in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils. And just notice as you focus on your breath, if your mind just begins to wander, that's perfectly okay. Just bring it right back to your breath. Even if it happens 1,000 times in the next minute or so, doesn't matter. Just come back to your breath. Breathing in, breathing out, coming back to the breath when the mind wanders. So let's take about 5 more full breath cycles, the inhale and the exhale. And now after your next exhalation, You can allow your breath to become natural and effortless. You can release your awareness from your breath and start coming back into the body. Moving fingers, moving toes, maybe wrists and ankles. And then we'll make our way to seated. So if you're not there already, make your way there to a comfortable seated position. Feel the earth beneath you. Legs and sitting bones, allow them to connect and feel heavy and grounded. And then from that strong foundation, allow the top of the head to rise up towards the sky. Finding some length in your spine. Reaching the top of the head up towards the sky, legs and sitting bones down towards the earth. And then when you're ready, extend your arms out from the sides of the body, rotate the palms up, and as you inhale, lift the arms, lift your gaze at the same time, and then rotate the palms out, and as you exhale, lower the arms as the chin comes towards the chest. And let's do that 2 more times, just moving with your breath, feeling the movement in your shoulder joints, neck, keeping the neck comfortable and relaxed. And then once you're all done and the arms are resting back alongside the body, then rotate your left palm up, and as you inhale, lift your left arm up towards the ceiling, reach the fingertips up towards the sky, and as you exhale, little side bend over to the right. Notice that left sitting bone, it might want to lift, re-ground it, and reach away with your fingertips, lengthening the left side of the body. And then with an inhalation, rise back up to center, and as you exhale, lower the left arm down, and then rotate the right palm up. Inhale, lift the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, side bend over to the left. Again, you might notice that right sitting bone lifting, re-ground it, and reach away. As we inhale, we'll rise back up to center. Exhale, release the arm down, and then let's roll the shoulders a few times. So whatever direction you're going in, you're just going to roll them, releasing the weight of the world away from the neck and the shoulders, and then just change directions. Imagine all the tension that you're holding onto is just rolling down your spine, moving through the tailbone and into the earth. The earth is absorbing all that stress, all that tension. And then once we come back to center, again, ground the sitting bones, lift the crown of the head up towards the sky, and we'll just do a little twist over to the right. So taking that right arm back behind you, left hand to right leg, lift up through the crown of the head, pull the navel in, maybe twist just a tiny bit more. Let's take one more breath. And then we'll inhale ourselves back to center. We'll exhale, twist to the left. So keep that length, keep that grounding. Gentle twists, don't force anything. Be kind, be gentle. We'll take one more breath. And then with an inhalation, we'll come back to center. We'll make our way to table, to hands and knees. So coming to hands and knees, think of this position as a table. You want stable legs in your table, so line up shoulders with wrists, knees with hips. Spread the fingers wide apart on your mat. And just feel that connection to the earth. Maintain that connection, so a stable foundation as you start to move through your cow and your cat. Moving the spine in flexion and extensions. You can begin to move with the breath if you haven't already. On your inhalations, you're in your cow pose. And on your exhalations, you're curled up into that cat pose. So moving through these two postures, and especially if you haven't done yoga for a while, you might notice that one of them just feels really, really good. And you gotta hang out in it a couple of breaths. about the next time you are in your cat pose? That's that curled up flexion of the spine. And we'll make our way back to a neutral spine, back to hands and knees. Now this is a really tiny room, so I'll probably move back and forth a few times so that you can hopefully see what I'm doing. All right, so we're going to come into our bird dog pose or sunbird pose. So we'll start just by curling the right toes under on the mat and then straighten and drag the toes along the mat to straighten that right knee. And then as you inhale, you'll lift the right leg just up to hip height. Find a focal point, feel strong in your foundation, and maybe float that left hand forward. So you're reaching back with your left fingertips, reaching back with your right heel. You're still breathing. Let's take one more breath here. And then with an exhalation, the hand, the knee come back to the mat, and we'll do the same thing with the left leg. So curl your left toes under, drag the left foot along the mat to straighten the knee. With an inhale, the left leg lifts. This might be where you stay, or you might add that right arm. And let's find some length in the spine. So let's just gaze just a little bit forward of our fingertips, reaching the crown of the head forward, reaching the fingertips forward, but reaching that heel actively back. Let's take one more breath. And then with an exhalation, we're back to table. Once you're here, let your big toes come together. Take your knees out wide towards the edges of the mat. Just sit back as far as you can. So coming into a little bit of an active child's pose here for a moment. Pressing into the mat with your palms. Take a few breaths into your belly, creating some space in the low back. And then as you exhale, just rest here, forehead on the mat. And if the forehead doesn't touch the mat, it's really going to be hard to relax the neck. So make sure you either stack your arms or maybe take that couch cushion or pillow or blanket, put it underneath the forehead for a while. Close your eyes. Release all the tension in the muscles of your face. So the jaw, the tongue, the eyes. Let the neck relax, the shoulder soften. And just take a few more deep breaths here. Let's try those open mouth exhalations once again. Letting go of any tension that you still might be holding on to. We'll sigh. That sighing breath. How about one more breath? But you know you can stay here as long as you like in this yoga posture, child's pose. I'm going to suggest maybe one more breath. All right, and then as you inhale, you'll make your way back up to your table, your hands and knees, and then we're going to practice a lunge. So we'll practice our low lunge. We'll step forward with our right foot. Now, right away, you want to make sure your right knee is stepped on top of the ankle. And if your left knee is hurting at all, you're going to lift it up, double pad your mat, maybe slide that blanket underneath it, but make sure it's comfortable, it's happy. Okay. We'll start here, taking the arms up overhead and just letting the hips sink down, crown of the head rise up, shoulders relax. Of course, we're breathing, and maybe even notice as you breathe into the belly, you'll feel the front of your left thigh getting a good stretch, your hip flexors. Let's take one more breath here. And then with an exhalation, the hands will come back to the mat. We'll step back with that right knee, step forward with the left. So again, knee stacked on top of ankle, right knee is comfortable. We rise up, we sink down. So think of, grounding again, letting the legs sink down, the hips sink down, but the crown of the head is rising up. Even the rib cage begins to lift as you pull the navel in, lifting the rib cage out of the waist. Soften the shoulders and the gaze. We'll take one more breath. And then on an exhalation, let's release the hands back down to the mat. Now we're going to curl our right toes under and just step forward with the right foot. Right away, look at your foundation, your connection to the earth. Make sure that you are at least a fist's width apart with your feet, maybe even 2 fists. And then just allow the upper body to cascade down towards the floor. Now again, you might want something underneath your hands, you know, that folded up blanket, that cushion. If you have your own yoga props, blocks are great, whatever works. And if this is feeling really good and you want to bend the elbows and let the hands rest in the bends of the elbows, that can feel really nice too. So any discomfort here, sharp pain, anything in the low back, your body's just telling you to rise up and come into a place where it doesn't hurt anymore, preferably about halfway up. If the hamstrings are, you know, just kind of talking to you that they're getting a good stretch, that's great. Let's keep that going. But again, any pain, you're going to rise up out of that pain. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And then we'll just rise up halfway. So you can place your hands right below the kneecaps. You can come up to that long spine, and I'll say flat back, but it really isn't flat. All the natural curves of the spine are intact. We're pressing back with our thighs, letting the hips wander back, gazing down at the floor and letting the top of the head wander forward just to find a little bit more length. 1 more breath. And then with an inhalation, let's place the hands at the hips and we'll come all the way up to standing. Now I have a little restriction. I'm in my little yoga area in my basement, and I do have long arms and the ceiling is kind of low, so I'm going to be taking my arms overhead, but I'm not going to be straightening my elbows all the way probably. So there are little restrictions here. Okay, so when you're ready, on an inhale, you'll lift the arms up overhead. You're going to gaze up towards the ceiling, and then as you exhale, come into a forward fold, Uttanasana, or forward bend. Notice if you can keep your knees straight and your thighs pressing back. If that's not happening, maybe just rise up a little bit to ease any tension that you're feeling in, you know, the hamstrings and the low back. And then we'll inhale, we'll rise up halfway. With an exhale, maybe refold a bit if you can. And then on an inhale, we'll come all the way up to standing. And we'll exhale, the hands to the heart. So let's do that one more time, our half sun salutation. We'll inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. It feels good. Inhale, halfway up, finding length in the spine. Exhale, forward fold. We'll inhale and come all the way up. And exhale, the hands to the heart. All right, so now as we inhale, again, let's take the arms up overhead, gazing up. Just a little back bend here, but keep the navel pulled in. We'll exhale into our forward fold. We'll inhale halfway up, but from here as we exhale, let's step back with our our left foot coming into a lunge. So reaching back with that left heel, firm up the left thigh, maybe take the arms up overhead. And just again, feel that grounding, that connection to the earth, hips sinking down, crown of the head rising up. And then from here, we might even add a twist. So bringing hands to the heart. As you inhale, reach up through the crown of the head. Exhale, pull the navel in, twist to the right. Keep reaching back with your left heel and forward with the crown of your head. We'll take 1 more breath. And then with an inhale, let's come back to center. With an exhale, hands back to the mat. As you inhale, straighten your right knee, lift the left foot up, little balance pose here. Your hands can remain grounded, or you can take your right hand to your low back. Maybe even grab onto that right ankle with your left hand. Find a focal point. Then with an exhalation, we'll float that left foot down to meet the right. Remember, they're about 1 or 2 fists width apart. We'll inhale, halfway up. Now as we exhale, let's step the right foot back. Coming back into the lunge, find your grounding, your foundation first, and then take your arms up overhead. Woo. You can either stay here or add your twist, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up, exhale, twist. With an inhale, we're coming out of our twist. As we exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, straighten the left knee, lift your right toes up. Now you can stay here, very grounded. Or maybe left hand to low back. Maybe right hand to left ankle. And now with an exhalation, back to that forward bend, both feet on the ground. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, refold. Inhale, all the way up. Whoops. Exhale, hands to the heart. All right, so let's look at our feet. Again, maybe 1 fist, maybe 2 fists apart. You want to feel grounded, stable, connected. We're going to lift our toes up off the mat and press the ball mounts of the big toes, outer edges of the heels down, and then softly lower the toes down. So really keep that weight on your feet. Toes are light. Press your thighs back. Pull the navel in. Let the rib cage start to lift. Let the crown of the head rise up towards the sky. Shoulders release down. So just allow your shoulder blades to kind of move down your back. Rotate your palms out. And just feel how that creates space across your chest. Try to maintain that as you let your palms rotate back towards the legs. Close your eyes for a moment. Ground firmly down through your feet. Reach the top of the head up towards the sky. And just breathe here. Imagine you're breathing from the soles of your feet all the way up to the crown of your head. Let's take one more breath here. Breathing up through the soles of the feet to the crown of the head, and exhaling from the crown of the head all the way down to the soles of the feet. And then when you're ready, open your eyes. Look at your feet. All 10 toes are facing forward. We're just going to step our left foot back, coming into our warrior 1. So stepping that left foot back, but not stepping it behind the right foot. Give yourself some space in between feet laterally to the right and left. Hips are squared towards the front of the mat just the best that you can. Bend that right knee and take the arms up overhead. Virabhadrasana 1. Still touching the ceiling, but not too bad. Maybe even lift the heart. Feel as though you're scraping those fingertips on the ceiling, which I'm doing, as you lift the heart for a little back bend. How about one more breath here? And then as we inhale, crown of the head extends up towards the sky. Exhale, release the arms, step forward, and then we'll take that right foot back. Again, give yourself some space laterally in between the feet. Hips squared towards the front of the mat the best that you can. We're bending the left knee this time, taking the arms up overhead, scraping those fingertips along the ceiling to lift the heart. Maybe a little back bend here if that feels good. One more breath. With an inhale, Back to that long spine. Exhale, release the arms, step forward with your right foot. Again, look at your feet, fist or two width apart. We'll bring the hands back to the heart. With an inhale, let's sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale into our forward fold. Inhale as you rise up halfway, finding some length in your spine. Exhale, maybe refold a little deeper if that's comfortable. Choice here is to just remain in your forward fold just as deeply as you can, or maybe lift the feet and slide the palms underneath the soles of the feet, fingertips towards the heels, toe tips towards the wrists, and just gently bend the elbows. We'll take 2 more breaths here. And then we can release the hands, bringing them to the mat. So if you need to bend the knees, please do. We're going to step back into our downward facing dog. So stepping the feet back, spreading the fingers wide, heels towards the earth, tailbone and sitting bones lifted, navel pulled in. From here on an inhale, we're just going to shift to a plank for a moment, reaching back with our heels, forward with the crown of the head. Thighs are lifted, navel is lifted, even the heart is slightly lifted towards the shoulder blades. As we exhale, let's lower ourselves down onto the belly. Plant the tops of your feet, and let's get those pinky toenails to touch the mat. Take your feet out a little bit wider than hip distance, maybe a lot wider if you're dealing with a little low back pain today. We'll have our forehead on the mat to start. Let's inhale and lift the forehead, roll the shoulders back and down, little cobra. Squeeze those shoulder blades a little closer together. With an exhale, forehead back to the mat. Inhale, come to hands and knees. Exhale into your child's pose. So coming to that child's pose with forehead supported by something, hips sinking down towards the earth. Couple of open mouth exhalations. Just again, let go of anything you're holding on to. Breathe it into your mat, into the earth. We'll take 2 more breaths here. And then let's place the hands beneath the shoulders. Press yourself up to seated. And then make your way down onto your back. As you exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side. Let's rock one more time. And then do a couple of circles in one direction. And then switch to the opposite direction. A little massage across that low back. And then we'll make our way into our happy baby. So let's start just by taking our knees towards the armpits, soles of the feet towards the ceiling. And then just reach up. See what you can grab. Without lifting your shoulders up off the mat and collapsing the chest, maybe you're just going to grab your ankles today. That's what I'm going to do. Really grounding those shoulders, shoulder blades. You might stay in this spot or rock a little bit or straighten and bend the knees a little bit. So whatever feels good. We'll take 2 more breaths here. And then on an inhale, set your feet down. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let the legs just relax out to the side in Baddha Konasana. Allowing the legs to feel heavy. Inner thighs melting down towards outer thighs. Hips melting down towards the earth. Belly is soft. eyes are closed or you're staring at that same spot. Just a few more breaths here, allowing the hips to soften, open. And then when you're ready, place your hands at your outer thighs. Use the strength of your arms to join your knees back together. And then we're going to come into Shavasana. So I want you to be comfortable and warm. You're going to extend your legs out, let the feet splay out to the side, some separation in between your heels. Let your head rest, your arms rest. A few inches away from the sides of the body. Let the palms rotate up if that's comfortable. If not, palms can rotate down. Make sure that you're warm. Make sure that you're comfortable, so make any adjustments to make that happen. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths, open mouth exhalations. Letting go of any residual tension that still might be hanging out in the body. And even if you can just allow yourself to relax for the next 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, even if it's 1 second, just allow that to happen. Feel the support of Mother Earth beneath you. Feel as though the support is coming up to meet you. So you barely have to relax just to feel that support, that comfort. Allow every muscle in the body to relax. Picture your skeleton and allow the bones to feel heavy, supported. Give yourself permission to be here for the next few minutes in a body that's relaxed, in a mind that's present, and also at peace. Of course, you can stay here for as long as you like, but when you're ready, come back to your breath. Inhale slowly and exhale softly. Inhale slowly, exhale softly. Allow some gentle movement to come into your body. Maybe you can take your arms overhead, stretching the fingertips back. Point your toes, get nice and long, full body stretch. And eventually release, allowing your arms to rest back alongside the body. Bend your knees, bring the soles of the feet to the mat, and roll to one side. Come to a fetal tuck position and rest there. Make sure that your head is supported. So it could just be your arm or maybe your blanket. Keep your eyes closed for just a few more breaths. And then slowly rise up using the strength of your arms. Make your way to a comfortable seated position, whatever that might be. Let's keep the eyes closed a little bit longer. When you're ready, join your palms together at the heart. And may you take this feeling of peace and relaxation with you as you go out into the world. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'm going to be placing all of these videos on my YouTube channel, Yoga by Alice. If you subscribe to it, then you will know when a new one is added, but I'll also notify you on Facebook if you're friends with me on Facebook. I also have a Facebook channel or page, whatever you would call it, Yoga by Alice M. So I, again, hope to see you very soon in person. I will keep doing this so we can stay connected. Love you all. Namaste.